Morit was not surprised by Chen Du's absolute determination to take down Wu Zhang. Lu Bo remarked that the situation felt like a form of secret manipulation happening under the table, describing the method as quite dark. However, Chen Du countered that the situation was not entirely fair for them either. He admitted he could not guarantee a victory against Wu Zhang. If they failed, they would be eliminated in the very first round. Lu Bo replied that they were well aware of their own strength. Their only real goal was simply to participate. Morit then questioned how they would find Wu Zhang, doubting if they could actually track him down. Chen Du explained that given Wu Zhang's arrogant personality and immense strength, he would undoubtedly head toward the area with the most badge marks to seize them. Their plan was to intercept him on the path toward the exit where the badge marks were most concentrated. After a short while, they were sprinting toward a mountainous incline. Upon reaching the top, they looked down and saw a group fighting a wolf surrounded by red energy. Chen Du recognized it immediately as a BB wolf. He wondered if this was the monster from the crystal space and why it appeared in this location. The Alien Race Illustrated Handbook records all monsters discovered by humanity to date, but creatures from the crystal space are not in that book. Because of this, he realized that all monsters in the crystal space likely originated from the spirit realm. Suddenly, a girl from the group below screamed. She cursed angrily and pointed at Wu Zhang as the cause of their current situation. In that moment, the BB wolf lunged forward and attacked the girl's two companions. They shouted for her to run and escape. But before the beast could reach her, blue energy suddenly flowed toward the monster. The girl thought her teacher had come to help, but when she looked up, she saw Chen Du instead. He turned to her with a smile and asked if they had seen Wu Zhang. A male student being supported by Morit confirmed that they had. He explained that after finding their first mark point empty, they encountered Wu Zhang fighting 10 monsters just like this one while heading to the second mark point. They had intended to follow their teacher's orders to retreat if they met Wu Zhang, but they didn't expect the monsters to target them and chase them to this area. Chen Du immediately asked where the battle took place. The man pointed in a specific direction. When Chen Du looked that way, he realized there were no badge marks in that direction. He wondered what Wu Zhang was doing there, noting that when something is strange, something is usually wrong. However, if their story was true, Wu Zhang's stamina would likely be nearly exhausted by now. For Chen Du, this was a rare opportunity. He didn't hesitate and immediately ran in the direction indicated, calling his two companions to follow. While running, Morit commented that they were very lucky to find the opportunity they wanted so quickly. Lu Bo asked Chen Du if he had a plan for the coming fight. Chen Du did not answer immediately. He remembered how the young man pointed out the location and warned the two not to act rashly. He had an uneasy feeling he couldn't explain. He ordered the two to follow his commands at all times from then on. Morit and Lu Bo paused and looked at each other before agreeing. They continued running in the direction the student had pointed out earlier. They were unaware that a fierce, wolf-like monster with glowing red eyes was watching them from a distance. After a long run, they suddenly stopped. Lu Bo asked if they had taken a wrong turn, as they had been running for a long time without seeing Wu Zhang. At that moment, Chen Du sensed movement nearby. He told his companions they had been tricked. Morit and Lu Bo were shocked by what they saw. Wolves with a terrifying presence were closing in on them. They asked what these creatures were. Chen Du answered seriously that only half of what the three students said was true. They did see Wu Zhang, but he was certainly not in this direction. Those students had seen their badges and intentionally pointed them this way, wanting the BB wolves to kill them so they could take their badges afterward. Lu Bo noted that the monsters numbered around 20, concluding that they had stumbled directly into a wolf den. Morit realized just how cunning the other three students had been, comparing the move to luring a tiger only to have it devoured by a pack of wolves. As Chen Du seriously observed the wolves, a blue energy began to radiate from his entire body. He noticed that although there were fewer of them compared to the monsters in the crystal space, their life intensity was significantly higher. He warned his two companions to ensure they did not bleed, recalling how the BB wolves went into a berserk state at the sight of blood during the earlier attack. He also pointed out that these creatures typically attack using the spikes on the back of their claws, telling the two to stay alert. Without another word, he was the first to charge, leaping forward to strike a wolf. Meanwhile, the events were being broadcast on a large monitor for everyone to see. A spectator commented that the Liang City team had walked straight into a wolf den, likely due to carelessness or failing to check their navigation. The observer noted that they might be eliminated immediately after winning only one fight, as facing 20 native wolves was a daunting task. It was mentioned that perhaps only Zhou Xiaogu of the High City team possessed the strength to handle such a group. Watching this, Principal Li Mu felt a sense of dread, wondering if Chen Du and the others were about to be knocked out in the very first round. Principal Cao Yan took the opportunity to mock him, suggesting they might all be heading home together that night. Mayor Ku turned to Principal Joe and asked what he thought the children's chances of survival were against a medium-sized wolf den. Principal Joe replied that their chances were lower than 10%. Mayor Ku was incredulous at such a low probability. Principal Joe explained that the badge snatch battle was specifically designed to shatter the illusions of young geniuses. He remarked that while their cities were developed and comfortable, the world outside was a ruin filled with monsters. It was a necessary reality check for students destined to become martial artists. Mayor Ku argued that the BB wolves could be avoided if they stayed away from the dens, but Principal Joe clarified that the badges were intentionally placed behind these seemingly safe wolf dens. If students followed their navigation blindly without thinking, they would inevitably pass through these areas. While most dens had few wolves, the Liang City team was simply unlucky to encounter a medium-sized den with 20 of them. Hearing this, Mayor Ku finally understood the situation, though he wondered if his own High City team would make it through. Principal Joe assured him not to worry, stating that with Zhou Xiaogu and Zhang Tian, even a large wolf den could not stop them. Back at the fight, Chen Du declared with full confidence that the wolves were weak and wouldn't even last a single blow. He unleashed a powerful determination and a blue aura that enveloped his body. Even as several wolves lunged at him, he showed no fear. He calculated that this was the ideal setup. He would draw the majority of the attacks so that, as long as the BB wolves didn't go berserk, his teammates could survive the encounter. Lu Bo cried out Chen Du's name when he saw the pressure his friend was under, but Morit insisted they had to finish off their own targets quickly to help him. Lu Bo then suggested that Morit handle 3 of the wolves while he took on another 3. At that moment, Chen Du executed the technique painting the ground as a prison, swinging his sword with such force that a wave of blue energy sliced through the wolves. He immediately followed this with the second stance of the flowing light sword art, golden drums ringing to the heaven. His body erupted with energy, and with a swift motion, his glowing golden sword cut through a wolf. Finally, he used the third stance, breeze in the forest, tearing several more wolves apart as his sword carved blue streaks of light through the air. The chapter ends here. Watch out for our upcoming uploads. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you'll always be updated on our future videos.